Billionaire Dad cried at the hospital door, until a poor girl gave him a tissue and said, "It's going to be okay, sir." The next morning, something incredible happened, and he returned with security to find her. Derek Lockwood adjusted his tie for the third time that morning. His 42nd floor office offered a perfect view of Manhattan, but he no longer even looked outside. Numbers, charts, and reports consumed all his attention. "Mr. Lockwood," his assistant appeared at the door. "The meeting with the Japanese investors is confirmed for 3 o'clock. Perfect. And cancel lunch with Peterson. I need to review the contracts before the video conference with London." Derek had been living like this for 5 years. Ever since Sarah died, work became his refuge. It was easier to dive into business than to face the silence of the large, empty house. The office became his true home. He arrived at 7 in the morning and left after 10 at night. Weekends, more meetings, more projects. At home, Liam played alone in the living room. At 5 years old, he had already learned that Dad was always busy. The nanny, Mrs. Henderson, took care of everything. Baths, meals, bedtime stories. Derek only appeared to say goodnight when he got home early. Sometimes, the boy was already asleep when he returned from work. "Liam, come for lunch, dear," Mrs. Henderson called. The boy dropped his toy cars on the floor. He was quieter than usual, but the nanny didn't worry. Kids had days like that. Liam had always been a calm child, unlike other children his age. During lunch, Liam barely touched his food. He pushed his sandwich from one side of the plate to the other. "Aren't you hungry?" she asked. "My tummy hurts," Liam mumbled. Mrs. Henderson placed a hand on his forehead. He seemed normal. "It must just be a silly little ache. How about we watch cartoons on the sofa?" Liam nodded slowly. She took him to the living room and turned on the television, but she noticed he wasn't paying attention to the colors and music of the cartoons. He just stayed quiet, huddled on the large sofa. By 2 in the afternoon, Liam's temperature started to rise. Mrs. Henderson gave him a lukewarm bath, but he complained he was cold. She covered him with a blanket, but within half an hour he was sweating. "Strange," she murmured to herself. In the afternoon, Derek was in another endless meeting when his cell phone vibrated. He ignored it. It vibrated again, and once more. It was his rule. He never answered his phone during important meetings. "As I was saying," he continued to the executives, "we need to close this deal before—" The cell phone vibrated for the 5th time, 6th, 7th. "Excuse me," he mumbled to the executives at the table. He looked at the screen. 8 missed calls from Mrs. Henderson. His stomach dropped. He dialed back. She answered on the first ring. "Mr. Lockwood, thank goodness, it's Liam. He has a very high fever and is delirious. I don't know what to do." "Delirious? How?" "He's calling for his mother, talking nonsense. The fever won't break. It's 103.1 degrees now. I'm scared, Mr. Lockwood." Derek was already grabbing his coat. "Take him to St. Mary's Hospital now. I'll meet you there." He ran out, leaving 10 executives waiting in the meeting room. For the first time in 5 years, Derek abandoned a meeting halfway through. At the hospital, he found Mrs. Henderson at the reception, holding Liam in her arms. The boy was red, sweaty, with glazed eyes. He was breathing fast, as if he had been running. "Daddy," Liam murmured, unfocused. "I'm here, son." Derek took the boy in his arms. Liam was burning with fever. He had never held his son so hot before. "I need a doctor here," Derek shouted at the receptionist. "Sir, please fill out these forms and—" "My son has a very high fever. He needs attention now." A young doctor appeared. "Let's take him to the examination room." In the next 15 minutes, Derek watched a battery of tests, thermometer, stethoscope, questions he couldn't answer. Each question was a stab at his conscience. "How long has he had a fever?" the doctor asked. Derek looked at Mrs. Henderson. I don't know. Did he complain of any pain?" "I wasn't home." "Any known allergies?" Derek swallowed hard. "I don't know." "When was the last time he ate?" Derek fell silent. Mrs. Henderson answered for him. The doctor frowned. "We'll do some blood tests. The fever is very high and there are signs of a serious infection." Serious infection? Derek repeated. Say it could be a systemic infection. We need to admit him immediately. Derek's world collapsed. Admission. Serious infection. His 5-year-old son was in real danger. An hour later, Liam was in a hospital room, hooked up to IVs and monitors. The boy was sleeping but breathing with difficulty. Derek stayed by the bed, holding his son's warm little hand. It was so small, so fragile. Mr. Lockwood, the doctor returned with papers in hand. Tests confirmed a severe bacterial infection. We've started antibiotic treatment, but what? It reached an advanced stage. If it had been a few more hours, well, let's not think about that now. The important thing is that he arrived in time. Derek couldn't hear the rest. His legs buckled. He almost lost his son. By a few minutes, by a few hours difference, he could have lost the only thing that mattered in his life. Mrs. Henderson approached. Mr. Lockwood, you should rest a bit. I'm not leaving here. At least get some fresh air. I'll stay with him. Derek shook his head, but guilt was suffocating him. The hospital air was heavy, loaded with disinfectant and fear. He needed to breathe. He went out onto the sidewalk in front of the hospital. It was almost midnight. The street was empty, only a few cars passing. Derek leaned against the cold wall and, for the first time in 5 years, completely broke down. The tears came all at once, tears of fear, of guilt, of regret. How could he have been so blind? How could he not have noticed his son was sick? What kind of father was he? I'm a terrible father, he murmured to himself. Sarah, forgive me. I don't know how to take care of our son. He cried until he had no more tears. He cried for the wife he lost. He cried for the son he almost lost. He cried for the 5 years he had hidden behind work, pretending everything was okay. That's when he heard light footsteps approaching. Derek looked up and saw a small girl standing in front of him. She couldn't have been more than 5 or 6 years old, with dirty, torn clothes and messy hair, clearly a street child. But how was she here, alone, at that time of night? Her eyes shimmered with a strange light, a light of compassion Derek didn't expect to find anywhere, much less from an abandoned child. It's going to be okay, sir, she said in a sweet, calm voice. Derek was speechless. How did this girl know what he was going through? How did she know he needed to hear exactly those words? The girl extended her small, dirty hand, offering an old, yellowed tissue. For you. Derek took the tissue automatically. My son. He's hospitalized. Very sick. The girl smiled. A smile that brought an inexplicable peace to Derek's desperate heart. A smile he hadn't seen in a long time, not even on his own son's face. He'll be fine, she said with such certainty that Derek almost believed her. How do you know? Because you're a father who cares. I see it. Derek felt a tightness in his chest. I'm not a good father. I wasn't there when he needed me. But you're here now. But when Derek blinked, the girl had vanished. She simply disappeared into the darkness of the night, as if she had never been there. Derek looked at the tissue in his hands. It was real. She had been there. The fabric was old, but clean. It smelled of hope, if hope had a smell. He dried his tears with the old tissue and went back inside the hospital, feeling for the first time that night that maybe, just maybe, everything would be all right. But one question wouldn't leave his mind. Who was that girl? And why did he feel like she had appeared exactly when he needed her most? Derek spent the entire night by his son's side, holding the mysterious girl's tissue. And for the first time in 5 years, he truly prayed. Derek woke up in the hospital. He had slept in the uncomfortable chair beside Liam's bed, the tissue still clutched in his hand. His neck ached, but he didn't care. The important thing was to be there when his son woke up. The morning light streamed through the room's window. Derek looked at Liam and something was different. The boy was no longer red. His breathing was calmer, more regular. The heart monitor showed a stable rhythm, very different from the accelerated beeps of the night before. Daddy! Liam slowly opened his eyes. Hi, son. Derek leaned closer. How are you feeling? Better. I'm thirsty. Derek almost cried with relief. It was the first time in almost 20 hours that Liam had spoken clearly. His voice was normal, without the hoarse, confused tone of high fever. "I'll call the nurse," Derek said, pressing the call button. The nurse arrived in seconds. It was the same one who had cared for Liam overnight. "Wow, what a change," she exclaimed, checking the equipment. "His fever completely broke overnight. Look at these numbers," she pointed to the monitor. Derek didn't understand much about medicine, but he saw that everything was in green, no longer in the alarming red of the night before. "Can I have some water?" Liam asked. "Of course, dear." Slowly at first, Liam took small sips, and Derek noticed that his hands no longer trembled. The night before, the boy could barely hold a glass. 10 minutes later, Dr. Martinez entered the room with a surprised expression on his face. He carried a clipboard full of papers and test results. 2 other doctors accompanied him. "Mr. Lockwood, I need to speak with you." He looked at Liam, who was drinking water and even smiling at the nurses. "This is unusual." "What's unusual?" Derek stood up. "Last night, your son had a severe bacterial infection. His levels were very high. The fever wasn't responding to medication. Frankly, I was worried." The doctor ran a hand through his hair. "I called 2 colleagues for a second opinion." Derek felt his stomach clench. "And now?" "Now." The doctor shook his head, as if he couldn't believe what he was seeing. "All the levels have normalized. The infection has practically disappeared. His blood count is perfect. In 20 years of medicine, I've rarely seen such a rapid recovery." "That's good, right?" "It's excellent. Almost miraculous." The doctor looked at the papers again. "Dr. Santos here has been working in pediatrics for 30 years. He's also impressed." Dr. Santos nodded. "Cases like this happen, but they're very rare. The child's body reacted extraordinarily to the treatment, so he can go home." Derek asked hopefully. "Well," Dr. Martinez hesitated, "we'll do a few more tests to be sure, but such a rapid recovery from a serious infection requires caution. We need to keep him under observation for another 24 hours. Derek nodded. It made sense. "Of course, Doctor. Whatever it takes. It's just a precaution," Dr. Santos added, "but from the signs, he'll be going home tomorrow." "Daddy, can I have breakfast?" Liam asked, interrupting Derek's thoughts. "Of course, son." "With pancakes," Derek laughed. It was the first time he had laughed in 2 days. "So let's see what they have here at the hospital. The kitchen can prepare something special for him," the nurse said. "After a night like that, he deserves it." 2 hours later, Liam was eating pancakes in his hospital bed, as if nothing had happened. Derek watched, still incredulous at the change. The night before, he had been prepared for the worst. Now his son was playing with forks and making funny faces. "Mr. Lockwood," Dr. Martinez returned. "All the morning tests confirmed the improvement, but as I said, we'll keep him under observation until tomorrow morning." "Understood. And can I stay with him?" "Of course. In fact, I recommend it. A parent's presence always helps with recovery." Derek fell silent. Miraculous. The word echoed in his head. He looked at the tissue in his hand and remembered the girl. "He'll be fine," she had said with such certainty. "Dad, are you leaving?" Liam asked, seeing Derek fiddle with his phone. "I need to take care of something quick, son, but I'll be right back." "Promise?" "Promise." Derek called Mrs. Henderson and asked her to come stay with Liam for a few hours. He had something important to do. He couldn't stop thinking about the girl. Who was she? How did she appear out of nowhere? And why did he feel deep down that she had something to do with Liam's miraculous recovery? He called his head of security. "Marcus, I need your help with something." "Of course, Mr. Lockwood. What do you need?" "I want to find a girl. She was near St. Mary's Hospital last night, around midnight." "A girl? How old?" 5, 6 years old at most. Homeless, dirty clothes, brown hair, dark eyes, very polite, speaks strangely for her age." "Understood. Do you want me to mobilize the team?" "Yes, and Marcus, it's important." "Very important. How many men? All available. I want to search the entire area around the hospital." An hour later, Derek was in the back seat of his Mercedes, with Marcus driving and 2 additional security guards in another car. He carried a bag full of food, water, children's clothes he had bought on the way, and an envelope with cash. Where do we start, sir?" Marcus asked. "By the hospital. We'll go in circles, getting wider." They spent 2 hours scouring the streets around St. Mary's. They asked homeless people, street vendors, anyone who might have seen a small girl. "Small girl, alone?" asked a woman selling flowers on the corner. "That's too dangerous. Did you see any?" "Not around here, but—" She hesitated. "There are rumors of a little girl who helps people sometimes, appears out of nowhere, does something good, then disappears. People think it's an urban legend." Derek felt a shiver. "What kind of good thing?" "Oh, silly things. They say she comforted a woman who lost her job, helped an old man who fell on the street, things like that. There's a girl who sometimes sleeps around here," said an elderly man selling newspapers 3 blocks away. "Tiny, very polite. Haven't seen her in a few days." "Where does she usually stay?" "On the street behind the bakery. There are some boxes there, but it's strange. She never asks for money or food. She just stays there, quiet." Derek felt his heart race. "Marcus, let's go there." The street was narrow and dirty, trash scattered on the ground, some old cars parked, graffiti-covered walls, broken windows. At the end of the street, behind a closed bakery, was a pile of cardboard boxes. "There," Derek pointed. Marcus stopped the car. "Daddy want me to go with you, sir?" "No. It might scare her. Stay here." Derek got out slowly, with the bag in his hand. He approached the boxes without making a sound, and then he saw a small form huddled inside a large box, messy brown hair, dirty clothes, the same as the night before. It was her. The girl was sleeping deeply, clutching an old, one-armed doll. She looked so small, so fragile. How did a child that size survive alone on the streets? How did she get food? Where did she bathe? Derek knelt by the box. "Girl?" She slowly opened her eyes. When she saw Derek, she smiled. The same calm smile from the night before, as if she had been waiting for him. "Did your little boy get better?" was the first thing she asked. Derek was speechless for a moment. How did she know he would come? How did she know he would look for her? How do you know?" "I know." She sat up in the box, still holding the doll. "Is he okay now?" "He is. The doctors said it was a miracle. He's still at the hospital under observation, but he's fine." The girl nodded, as if she knew it would be so. "That's good. What's your name?" "Maya." "Maya." Derek repeated the name. It was beautiful, delicate. "How old are you?" "5. I think 5. I'm not sure." Derek looked around. The street was deserted, dangerous. Broken glass on the ground, the smell of trash, the sound of rats scurrying. "Maya, where are your parents?" Her smile vanished for a moment. "Mommy went to heaven. Daddy, I don't remember Daddy." Derek felt a pang in his chest. "How long have you been living here?" "I don't know." "A long time. How do you get food?" "People sometimes give it, and there's an aunt at a diner who gives me old bread. And when it rains, I hide under the awning." Derek imagined that small child, alone, cold and hungry. It was unacceptable. He opened the bag and took out a sandwich, a bottle of water, some fruits, cookies. "I brought you some food." Maya's eyes lit up. "Thank you, sir." She ate slowly, savoring each bite as if it were the best food in the world. Derek noticed she was very thin, thinner than a 5-year-old should be. "Maya, do you want to come with me? I can take you to a safe place, with food, a bath, a real bed. You can even meet my son when he leaves the hospital." Maya stopped eating and looked at him with those deep, dark eyes. "Don't worry about me," she said with a calm that was impressive for a child. "Go take care of your son. He needs it more than I do." "But you need care too. You're a child." "I manage just fine." Derek was frustrated. How could a 5-year-old girl be so independent, so resigned? "At least let me take you to a shelter, or to a family that—" "I'll stay right here." Maya resumed eating, ending the conversation. Derek took the envelope with money from the bag. "Then at least take this." Maya looked at the envelope but didn't take it. "Money doesn't solve everything." "But it can help. You can buy food, clothes. People will want to know where it came from. They'll ask questions. Maya shook her head. It's better this way. Derek didn't know what to do. He wanted to help. He wanted to get that child off the streets, but she was so polite and firm in her refusal that he felt lost. Maya, at least promise me one thing. What? If you need help, if you're hungry, cold, scared, you come find me. You can go to the hospital, you can call, you can show up wherever I am. Maya looked at him for a long moment. Okay, promise. I promise. Mr. Lockwood, Marcus approached. Is everything all right? It is. Derek stood up, but continued looking at Maya. Maya, if you change your mind, if you need anything, I know where to find you, she said with a small smile. Derek left all the food with her as well as a blanket he had brought. He also left a card with his number and address. If you need me, call, or show up at the hospital, or at my house. Thank you. Derek returned to the car with a heavy heart. He looked out the back window and saw Maya waving at him, still sitting in the cardboard box with the doll in her lap. Back to the hospital, sir? Marcus asked. Yes. And Marcus... Yes, sir. I want you to put someone on that girl discreetly, just to make sure she's safe. Of course, sir. And if she leaves there, if she's in danger, if anyone tries to hurt her, you intervene. Understood. Perfectly, sir. And if she changes her mind and wants help, you let me know immediately. Without a doubt. Derek returned to the hospital thinking about the impossible coincidence. A street girl appears out of nowhere at the exact moment he needed her most, offers comfort and a tissue, disappears into the darkness. The next morning, his son has a miraculous recovery, and when he finds her, she immediately asks about Liam as if she knew he was well. They weren't coincidences. Derek didn't believe in coincidences like that. At the hospital, he found Mrs. Henderson with Liam, who was awake and playing with some toys she had brought. Dad, you're back. I'm back, son. As promised. What were you doing? Derek hesitated. How to explain to a 5-year-old about angels disguised as street girls? I was taking care of something important. More important than me? Derek felt his heart clench. Nothing is more important than you, Liam. Nothing. When can I go home? Tomorrow morning, if all goes well. And you'll stay here with me today. I'll stay here with you until you go home. Liam smiled. It was a smile Derek hadn't seen in a long time, a smile of pure happiness. That afternoon, Derek cancelled all meetings. He stayed at the hospital playing with Liam, reading stories, watching cartoons on the small room television. It was strange to be so long without working, but it was also liberating. Dad, Liam said when it was almost bedtime, you're different. How so? More too present, more here with me. Derek felt a lump in his throat. It's because I almost lost you, son. And that made me realize what truly matters. And what matters? You, Liam, you are what matters most in my life. That night, Derek slept in the hospital chair again, but this time it wasn't out of despair, it was by choice. He wanted to be there when Liam woke up. He wanted to be the first face his son saw. He thought of Maya, alone in that box but with a wisdom and calm he had never seen. Who was she really? Why did she appear exactly when he needed her most? And why did he feel that their lives were connected in a way he still didn't understand? One thing he knew, Maya had saved more than Liam's life the night before. She had saved his soul too. And somehow, he was going to repay her. He was going to find a way to help that extraordinary girl, because angels exist. And sometimes they appear when we least expect it, disguised as lost children who need to be found. Derek closed his eyes, holding Maya's tissue, and for the second time in 2 days, he prayed. Not just for his son's health, which was now assured. He prayed for the safety of a small girl who had touched his life in an inexplicable way, and he prayed for wisdom to understand what to do next. The next morning, Dr. Martinez appeared in Liam's room with a wide smile on his face. Good morning. How's our little miracle today? Liam was sitting in bed, eating toast and watching cartoons on television. He seemed like a completely normal, healthy child, full of energy. I'm good. Can I go home now? Let me take a look at you first. The doctor did a quick examination, thermometer, stethoscope, checked his reflexes. All the numbers were perfect. Mr. Lockwood, Dr. Martinez turned to Derek. It's official. Liam is completely recovered. You can go home. Derek felt a huge relief. Finally, 2 days in the hospital felt like an eternity. Thank you, doctor, for everything. It was a pleasure, and Mr. Lockwood, keep being that present father you've become in the last few days. It makes all the difference. Derek nodded. He had learned his lesson. An hour later, Derek carried Liam through the front door. Mrs. Henderson was waiting for them with tears in her eyes and a special lunch prepared. My boy, how I missed you. I missed you too, Mrs. Henderson. Derek watched the emotional reunion, home. They were finally home. But even so, his thoughts returned to Maya. How was she? The security guard he left watching had reported that she was fine, but Derek couldn't stop worrying. Dad, can we play in the garden? Liam asked after lunch. Of course we can. They spent the entire afternoon playing. Derek taught Liam how to play ball. They built a sandcastle at the playground. They rode bikes. It was as if Derek was making up for 5 years of absence in a single day. Dad, Liam said as they were heading back inside, thank you. Thank you for what? For staying with me at the hospital. For playing with me today. For being my real dad. Derek felt his eyes well up. I'm the one who should thank you, son. For teaching me what truly matters. That night, Derek put Liam to bed himself. He read 3 stories, sang 2 songs, and stayed there until the boy fell asleep. Then he went to his room and tried to sleep, but he couldn't. He thought of Maya, alone in that cold box. In the middle of the night, his phone rang. It was Marcus. Mr. Lockwood? Sorry about the hour, but it's about the girl. Derek sat up in bed immediately. What happened? She's not well, feverish, trembling. My man said she's pretty bad. Derek was already getting dressed. I'm on my way. Sir, it's 3 in the morning. I don't care, I'm coming. Derek arrived on the bakery street in 15 minutes. Marcus was waiting on the corner with another security guard. Where is she? There, sir, but she's very sick. Derek approached the cardboard boxes. Maya was huddled inside the large box, trembling violently. Even in the darkness, Derek could see that she was very pale. Maya. She opened her eyes with difficulty. Sir, you came... Derek placed his hand on her forehead. She was burning with fever, just as Liam had been 2 days earlier. Maya, you're very sick. I'm very cold. Derek didn't hesitate. He knelt down and picked Maya up. She was even lighter than he imagined, like a rag doll. You're coming with me, I'm not leaving you here. But sir, no buts. You're coming with me now. Maya didn't have the strength to protest. She snuggled into Derek's chest, trembling with fever. He carried her to the car, wrapped her in his coat. To the hospital, Marcus. Which hospital, sir? St. Mary's. Fast. During the ride, Derek held Maya in his lap. She was as hot as Liam had been. The difference was that Liam had a father, a home, immediate medical care. Maya had no one. Until now. It's going to be okay, Derek murmured to her. I'm here. At the hospital, Derek rushed in with Maya in his arms. I need help. This girl has a very high fever. A nurse came running. It was the same one who had cared for Liam. Mr. Lockwood. Who is this girl? A family friend. She's very sick. Quickly, Maya was taken to a room. Derek filled out papers, invented information he didn't have, said he was temporarily responsible for her. Dr. Martinez appeared half an hour later, surprised to see Derek again. Mr. Lockwood, what are you doing here? Is Liam all right? Liam's great. It's this girl, Maya. She has a high fever, just like Liam did. The doctor examined Maya quickly. She was semi-conscious, mumbling nonsense. We'll do some tests, but it seems to be a bad flu. Quite different from the infection your son had. But she'll be okay? I think so. We'll medicate her and observe. She's malnourished, which doesn't help, but it doesn't seem serious. Derek sighed in relief. Thank you, doctor. Mr. Lockwood, this girl, does she have family? Derek hesitated. No, she's under my temporary guardianship. The doctor nodded, asking no further questions. In the next few hours, Derek stayed by Maya's bed. He watched the medication take effect, the fever gradually drop. She slept deeply, finally at peace. In the morning, Maya slowly woke up. She looked around, confused. Where am I? At the hospital. You were very sick. Maya tried to sit up. I need to go. Calm down. You're still weak. A nurse brought her breakfast. Maya looked at the food as if it were treasure. Can I eat? Of course you can. Eat slowly. Derek watched Maya eat. She savored each bite, each sip of juice. She ate slowly, like someone who wasn't sure when her next meal would be. How are you feeling? Derek asked. Better. Thank you for bringing me here. You don't need to thank me. Maya ate in silence. She spoke little, only what was necessary. Derek noticed that she was used to not drawing attention, to occupying the smallest possible space. Maya, do you remember what happened last night? She shook her head. I just remember being very cold. And that you appeared. You had a high fever, just like my son did a few days ago. Maya nodded. Is he okay now? He is. Great. Thanks to you. I didn't do anything. Derek observed her. Even sick, even fragile, Maya had a dignity, a calm he had never seen in a child. It was as if she were old inside, too wise for her age. Dr. Martinez returned at lunchtime. Ma, how's our patient doing? Better, Derek replied. Great. The tests confirmed it. It's just a flu. With a few days of rest and proper nutrition, she'll be fine. A few days? 2, 3 days at most. But Mr. Lockwood... The doctor lowered his voice. This girl is severely malnourished. It's not just the flu, she needs regular care. Derek nodded. He had already thought of that. After the doctor left, Derek pulled a chair close to Maya's bed. Maya, I need to ask you something. What? Do you want to stay with me? At my house, with my son and me. Maya stopped eating. Why? Because I think we met for a reason. You helped my son when I needed it most. Now it's my turn to help you. I don't need... Everyone needs someone. Maya, even you. Maya was silent for a long time. Derek saw that she was thinking, weighing her options. What if I don't work out? What if I'm a problem? You won't be a problem, you'll be family. 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 Maya looked at her own hands. I don't remember having a family. Then it's time to have a new one. That afternoon, Derek called home. Mrs. Henderson, I need to tell you something. I'm bringing a girl home. Maya. She's going to stay with us for a while. A girl, sir? It's complicated to explain, but she's special. Very special. I understand, sir. I'll prepare the guest room. Thank you, Mrs. Henderson. Derek spent the day at the hospital with Maya. They talked little. She was still very reserved, but he felt that something was changing. Maya was starting to trust him. At night, when Maya was sleeping, Derek reflected on everything that had happened in the last few days. A week ago, he was an empty man, addicted to work, absent from his own son's life. Now he had found a purpose that went beyond business. He had found 2 children who needed him, one who was his son by blood, the other who might be his daughter by choice. Maya stirred in bed, mumbling something in her sleep. Derek approached. It's okay, he murmured. I'm here. No one will hurt you. Maya calmed down, as if she knew she was safe. Derek smiled. For the first time in 5 years, he felt his life had true meaning. It wasn't about money, power, or success. It was about family. It was about love. It was about protecting the people who mattered. And Maya mattered. In a way he still didn't fully understand, but that he felt deep in his heart. The next day, Maya woke up much better. Her fever had completely passed. She was more flushed, more alert. How do you feel? Derek asked. Good, much better. Want to know something? Today you're going to see my house and my son. Maya got nervous. So what if he doesn't like me? He'll love you, I'm sure of it. Dr. Martinez discharged Maya at lunchtime. Derek took her home, holding her small hand in his. In the car, Maya looked out the window, admiring the city, the houses, the trees. It was as if she were seeing the world with different eyes. "Mr. Derek? You can just call me Derek. Or, well, you can call me whatever you want. Derek, thank you. For what?" "For not leaving me alone." Derek squeezed her hand. "I'm never going to leave you alone again, Maya. That's a promise." And Derek knew it was a promise he would keep, not just out of obligation, but out of love. A strange, inexplicable love that had appeared out of nowhere and taken hold of his heart. Maya had saved Liam. Now, it was Derek's turn to save Maya. But deep down, Derek suspected that Maya didn't need saving. She was the savior. She was the angel who had appeared in his life to teach him what truly mattered. And now, finally, she would have a home. Derek parked in the driveway entrance and looked at Maya in the back seat. She was quiet, observing the large house through the car window. "Is this where you live?" she asked, her eyes wide. "It is, and now it's where you'll live too." Maya nodded slowly, but Derek noticed she was nervous. Her small hands played with the hem of the shirt the hospital had given her. "Maya, it's okay, it's just a house. A very big house." Derek smiled. "Inside, it's just a normal house, with bedrooms, a kitchen, a living room. Nothing special." They got out of the car and walked to the front door. Derek opened it with his key and called, "Mrs. Henderson, we're home." The nanny appeared immediately, drying her hands on her apron. When she saw Maya, her face softened. "This must be Maya." "Hi," Maya said softly. "Hello, dear. Welcome to our home." "Where's Liam?" Derek asked. "In the living room, playing with his cars." Derek knelt down to Maya's height. "Want to meet my son?" Maya nodded, but Derek saw that she was tense. "Relax. He's nice. You'll like him." They walked to the living room. Liam was on the floor, surrounded by dozens of toy cars. He made engine noises as he pushed a blue car across the coffee table. "Liam!" Derek called. The boy looked up and smiled. "Dad, you're back." "I'm back, and I brought someone for you to meet." Liam noticed Maya for the first time. She was half hidden behind Derek, only part of her face showing. "Who is she?" "This is Maya. She's going to stay with us for a while." Liam stood up and approached. Maya took a step back. "Hi," Liam said. "I'm Liam." "Hi," Maya replied almost in a whisper. "How old are you?" "5. I think 5. "I'm 5 too." Liam smiled. "I want to play with me." Maya looked at Derek as if asking for permission. He nodded. "Okay," she said. Derek sat on the sofa to observe. Mrs. Henderson appeared beside him. "She seems like a good girl," she murmured. "She is very special." Liam went back to his cars and picked up a red one. "This one's my favorite. It's a Ferrari." "Do you like cars?" Maya slowly approached. "I don't know much about cars." "That's okay, I can teach you." Liam held out the car to her. "Want to hold it?" Maya took the car carefully, as if it were made of crystal. "It's heavy," she said. "It's real metal. My dad bought it at a special store." Maya examined the car, ran her finger over the wheels. The shiny paint. "It's beautiful. You can play with it if you want." Maya smiled for the first time since she arrived. "Really?" "Really. I can show you all my cars." Liam began to show her each car, explaining the colors, the models, inventing stories about each one. Maya listened attentively, asking simple questions. Derek watched, fascinated. Liam had never been so talkative with strangers. He was usually shy, reserved, but with Maya he seemed completely at ease. "Maya," Liam said after showing all the cars. "Do you have any toys?" Maya hesitated. I have something." She put her hand in her pocket and pulled out a small, smooth, round stone. "It's just a little stone," she said, embarrassed. "Can I see?" Maya handed the stone to Liam. He examined it carefully. "It's really smooth and it sparkles a little. I found it on the street. I liked the color." "What color is it?" "I don't know the name. It's kind of blue, kind of gray." Liam held the stone up to the light. "It's beautiful. It looks like a jewel." "You think so?" "I do. Okay, it's the most special toy I've ever seen." Maya smiled again, wider this time. "Want to know something?" Liam said. We can make a city for the cars, and your little stone can be a castle. A castle? Yeah. We'll make a city on the floor and your stone will be the princess's castle. But I'm not a princess. Everyone can be a princess if they want. Maya giggled, a low but genuine laugh. Okay, let's make the city. Liam began to arrange the toy cars on the floor, creating imaginary streets. Maya helped him, suggesting where to place each car. In a few minutes, they had built a complete city in the living room. Now your stone goes here in the middle, Liam said, because it's the most important castle. Maya placed the stone in the center of the toy car city. Now the cars can visit the castle, she said. Exactly. And the stone princess can drive around the cars. They started playing for real. Liam made different voices for each car. Maya invented a special voice for the stone princess. They created adventures, races, crazy stories. Derek watched in silence, a strange feeling growing in his chest. How long had it been since he saw Liam so happy, so free, so creative? And Maya's, it was as if she had awakened. The shy and reserved girl had transformed into a normal child, laughing, playing, inventing. "Dad," Liam called. "Want to play with us?" Derek hesitated. When was the last time he played on the floor like a child? "Can I?" "Of course. You can be the mayor of the city." Derek sat on the floor with the two children. Liam handed him a yellow toy car. "This is your official mayor's car." "And what does the mayor do?" "Takes care of everyone in the city," Maya said, "and protects the castle." "Oh, I see. That's a big responsibility." "You can do it," Liam said seriously. "You're good at taking care of people." Derek felt his heart clench. "Am I?" "You are. You took care of me at the hospital. And you brought Maya here. Mayors do that." Derek looked at Maya. She was smiling, playing with the little stone, completely relaxed. They played for an hour. Derek was surprised at how much fun he was having. "Maya," Liam said during a break in their play, "are you going to stay here forever?" Maya looked at Derek. I don't know. "I hope so," Liam said. "Okay, it's nice to have someone my age to play with." "Don't you play with other kids?" Maya asked. Liam shook his head. "I don't have many friends at school, and here at home, it's just adults." "That must be boring." "It was. But now you're here," Maya smiled. "I like playing with you." "I like playing with you too." Derek watched the conversation with a heavy heart. Liam was right. He was lonely. Even with all the wealth, all the toys, the boy was lonely. Maya had changed that in an hour. "Everyone," Mrs. Henderson appeared at the door. "Lunch is ready." "Already," Liam complained, "but we were playing." "You can continue after lunch," Derek said. "Promise?" Maya asked. "Promise." During lunch, Liam didn't stop talking. He told Maya about school, about his favorite cartoons, about the books he liked. Maya listened attentively, asking questions, laughing at his jokes. Derek ate in silence, observing the interaction between the two children. It was as if they had been siblings for years, not two children who had met an hour earlier. "Maya," Liam said in the middle of lunch, "do you want to see my room?" "Can I?" "Of course, I have a collection of rocks I found in the garden. You might like them." "You collect rocks?" "A little, but yours are much better than mine." After lunch, the children went upstairs to see Liam's room. Derek stayed in the kitchen with Mrs. Henderson. "How are you feeling, Mr. Lockwood?" she asked. "Strange." "Good, but strange." "Why?" "I don't know if I'm doing the right thing. Bringing Maya here, offering a life she never had. What if it doesn't work out? What if it does?" Derek looked up at the ceiling, where he could hear the children's laughter. Liam has never laughed as much as he has today. And Miss Maya seems to be flourishing. "She's special, Mrs. Henderson. In a way I can't explain. Special children come into our lives for a reason." "What reason?" "To teach us things we didn't know we needed to learn." Derek nodded. Mrs. Henderson was right. Upstairs, the laughter continued. Derek slowly went up and found the two children on the floor of Liam's room, surrounded by rocks of all shapes and sizes. "Dad!" "Look," Liam exclaimed, "Maya knows a lot about rocks." "She does. This one," Maya held up a brown stone, "is good for making fire, and this one, She picked up a white stone. Gets really smooth if you rub it on the wall. How do you know that? Derek asked. Maya shrugged. I learned on the streets. Derek felt a pang of sadness. A 5-year-old shouldn't know these things. But now, Liam said cheerfully, you don't need to know about making fire or rubbing stones anymore. Now you can just play with them. Maya smiled. Yeah, now I can just play. Derek sat on Liam's bed, watching the two children. A new feeling was growing inside him. It wasn't just the desire to protect Maya or the happiness of seeing Liam so content. It was something bigger, something he hadn't felt in a long time. It was the feeling of family, of completeness. As if a piece he didn't even know was missing had finally fallen into place. Maya and Liam continued playing until late afternoon. When it was time for dinner, they came downstairs together, holding hands as if they were real siblings. And maybe, Derek thought, they really were. Not by blood, but by choice, by love, by destiny. Maya had entered their lives like an angel in disguise, and now she was becoming family. Maya had been living in the house for a week now. With each passing day, she became more comfortable, more relaxed. She played with Liam in the morning, helped Mrs. Henderson in the kitchen in the afternoon, and always had dinner with Derek and Liam in the evening. But Derek noticed that Maya still held secrets. Sometimes, she would grow quiet, staring into space as if remembering something distant. When he asked if she was okay, she always smiled and said yes. That night, after dinner, Derek was reading a story to the two children in Liam's room. It was a book about a rabbit who had lost his family and found a new home. And the little rabbit lived happily ever after with his new family. Derek finished the story. Didn't the little rabbit miss his old family? Maya asked softly. Derek looked at her. It was the first time Maya had asked such a question. I think he did. But he learned that he can love his new family without forgetting the old one. Maya nodded slowly. Liam was already almost asleep, clutching his red toy car. Liam, Derek whispered. Time for bed. He tucked the boy into bed, gave him a good-night kiss, and turned off the light. Maya, shall we go to your room? Can I stay a little longer here with you? Of course, you can. They went to the living room. Derek sat on the sofa, and Maya settled beside him, so small on the large couch. Derek? Yes? Do you want to know about my mommy? Derek felt his heart race. Maya had never talked about her mother since she arrived. Only if you want to tell me. Maya was silent for a moment, playing with the small stone she always carried in her pocket. Mommy was very pretty. She had hair like mine, but longer. And she always smelled like flowers. Derek listened without saying anything. She sang to me every night, songs she made up. They were never the same. That must have been nice. It was. We lived in a tiny apartment. Only one bedroom, a small kitchen, but it was cozy. Maya stopped talking. Derek waited. One day, Mommy started coughing a lot. At night, during the day, a cough that wouldn't stop. Derek felt a pang in his chest. She got very weak, couldn't work anymore. We didn't have money for food anymore. What did you do? Mommy said we would be fine, that she just needed to rest a little. Maya sighed, but she got worse and worse. And then, one day she fainted. I tried to wake her up, but I couldn't. A neighbor saw and called an ambulance. Derek closed his eyes. He imagined an even smaller Maya, trying to wake up her unconscious mother. Mommy got sick. We went to a hospital, but no one helped. Maya stopped talking again. Her hands trembled slightly. Was it different from the hospital where Liam stayed? Derek asked gently. Very different. It was a big hospital, full of people, but no one looked at us. What do you mean? We waited a long time. Mommy was getting worse and worse, but people passed us by as if we weren't there. Derek felt anger rising in his chest. How could a hospital ignore a child and a sick mother? Mommy tried to ask for help, Maya continued. But people were always busy. They said they would call someone, but no one came. How long did you wait? A long time. Hours. Mommy was in a lot of pain, but no one gave her medicine. Derek clenched his hands. It was getting hard to listen. but he knew Maya needed to tell. Then Mommy sat in a chair in the hallway. She said she would just rest for a bit. Maya stopped talking completely. Derek saw tears in her eyes. What happened, Maya? She fell asleep sitting up, and she never woke up again. The words came out as a whisper. Derek felt as if someone had punched him in the stomach. Right there, in the hospital. Maya nodded. I kept shaking her, trying to wake her up. I kept saying, Mommy, wake up, but she wouldn't open her eyes. Derek couldn't stay seated anymore. He stood up and walked to the window, trying to control his emotions. It was then that people saw us, Maya said, when it was too late. And you? What did they do with you? They took Mommy away. They tried to take me too, but I ran away. I was scared. I didn't know anyone, so I ran and hid. Derek turned to Maya. She was huddled on the sofa, looking even smaller than she already was. How old were you? 3. I think 3. 3 years old. Maya had been alone on the street since she was 3 years old. Maya, Derek sat down beside her again. None of what happened was your fault. I know. Mommy always said that bad things sometimes happen, but it's nobody's fault. Your mother was right, and she loved you very much. I know that too. Derek looked at Maya. Even after telling such a sad story, she had a peace, an acceptance that he couldn't understand. Sami, Maya, why did you tell me this? Because you asked about the little rabbit's family, and I thought you should know about mine. Thank you for trusting me. You're not going to send me away, are you? Derek knelt in front of Maya, holding her small hands. Maya, listen to me closely. I will never, ever send you away. Do you understand? I understand. And do you know why? Why? Because you're not invisible. Not to me, not to Liam, not to Mrs. Henderson. You are seen. You are important. You are loved. Maya smiled through her tears. Really? Really. And I'm going to do everything so you never feel invisible again. Derek hugged Maya. She snuggled into his chest, finally relaxing completely. In that moment, Derek made a silent decision. Maya would never be invisible again. Never again would she be ignored. Never again would she wait for help that didn't come. He was going to give her everything her mother would have wanted her to have. Love, care, attention, a family. Maya had told her most painful story, and Derek had listened to every word, every pause, every tear. Now he knew what he had to do. Maya would be his daughter, not by accident, not out of pity, but out of love, by choice. And she would never again be the invisible girl in the hospital hallway. She would be Maya Lockwood, daughter, sister, family, forever. The next morning, Derek woke up with a different feeling. For the first time in years, he wasn't anxious to get to the office. He wasn't thinking about meetings, contracts, or numbers. He was thinking about pancakes. He went down to the kitchen before Mrs. Henderson woke up. He opened the refrigerator, got eggs, milk, flour. It had been a while since he cooked, but some things you don't forget. Dad? Liam appeared in the kitchen in his pajamas, rubbing his eyes. What are you doing? Making breakfast. Surprise. You can cook? Derek laughed. I can. Your mum taught me how to make pancakes. Liam smiled. Derek rarely talked about Sarah, but when he did, it was always with affection. Can I help? Of course, and you can. Maya appeared a few minutes later, also in her pajamas, carrying her little stone. What smells good? She said. We're making pancakes, Liam explained proudly. I'm helping. Can I help too? Everyone can help, Derek said. Come here. The two children approached the stove. Derek showed them how to stir the batter, how to know the right time to flip the pancake. Careful, it's hot, he warned, when Liam wanted to touch the pan. It's bubbling, Maya observed. That's how you know it's cooking. Mrs. Henderson came downstairs and found the three in the kitchen, covered in flour, laughing. Mr. Lockwood. What a pleasant surprise. Good morning, Mrs. Henderson. We're making breakfast. I can see that, she said, smiling. And it looks like you're having fun. Derek looked around. The kitchen was a mess. Flour on the floor, batter splatters on the counter. But Liam and Maya were radiant. We are. They ate pancakes at the kitchen table. Derek couldn't remember the last time he had breakfast at home so calmly. Dad, Liam said, chewing. "Aren't you going to work today?" "I am. Later." "Later when?" Derek looked at his watch. Normally, he would have been at the office 2 hours ago. "After lunch." "Really?" Liam's eyes widened. "Really? And what are we going to do this morning?" Derek thought. "And what do you two want to do?" "Can I choose?" Maya asked shyly. "Of course." "I want to play in the garden. I've never played in a real garden." "Then let's play in the garden." After breakfast, the three of them went out to the garden. Derek showed Maya the flowers, the fruit trees, the playground he had built for Liam. "It's very big," Maya said, admiring it. "And there's lots of space to play," Liam added. Derek watched the children run across the grass. Maya was discovering simple things, what it was like to walk barefoot on the grass, how soft the flower petals were, how nice it felt to feel the wind on her face. "Dad," Liam called, "come play tag with us." "Tag?" "Yeah, haven't you ever played?" Derek laughed. "It's been a long time. Then it's time to play again." Derek ran after the children in the garden. How long had it been since he ran like this, without hurry, without destination, just for fun? "Got you," he said, reaching Maya. She shrieked with delight. "Now I'm it." They played for an hour. Derek felt like a child again. After lunch, Derek called his assistant. "Jennifer, cancel all afternoon meetings." "All of them, sir. But you have the investor meeting at 3. Cancel it. Reschedule for tomorrow. And the video conference with London. Tomorrow as well. Mr. Lockwood, may I ask if everything is all right?" Derek looked out the window. Maya and Liam were building something with dry branches. "Everything is great, Jennifer. Better than it has been in years." He hung up and went back to the garden. "What are you two making?" "Building a house," Liam explained. "A house? For the birds," Maya said. "But it's not turning out very good." Derek examined the construction. It was basically a pile of stacked branches. "How about we build a house for you two?" "For us?" "A fort. Here in the garden." "A real fort?" Liam asked excitedly. "A real one." Derek went to get sheets, ropes, clothespins. He had never built a fort, but how hard could it be? Very hard, he discovered. The first attempt collapsed. The second one too. On the third, Maya had an idea. So I asked, "What if we use the garden chairs to hold it up?" Derek looked at her, impressed. "Maya, you're a genius. With the chairs as support, they managed to build a decent fort. Inside, they put cushions and more sheets." "It's perfect," Liam said, admiring it. "Can I go inside?" Maya asked. "It's yours too," Derek said. The children went inside the fort. Derek heard whispers, muffled giggles, quiet conversations. "Dad," Liam called, "can you fit in here?" Derek tried to get into the fort. It was tight, but he managed to squeeze inside with the two children. "It's a bit cramped," he said. "But it's cozy," Maya said. They stayed inside, telling stories, making plans for other games. "Derek," Maya said suddenly. "Yes, you're funny, you know." Derek was surprised. "Funny how?" "Funny in a good way. Fun. You play with us for real." "Yeah," Liam agreed. "You never played before. And now you do." Derek felt something strange in his chest, a feeling he hadn't had in a long time. "Do you like it when I play with you?" "Very much," Maya said. "It's the best part of the day," Liam added. Derek hugged the two children at the same time, there inside the cramped fort. "I like it too. Very much." Liam snuggled into Derek's arm. "Dad?" "Yes." "Thank you for being here." "Thank you for what?" "For being present. Truly present." Derek felt his eyes well up. When did his 5-year-old son learn the difference between being physically present and truly present? Probably when Derek spent years just being physically present. "I'm the one who should thank you both," he said, "for teaching me how fun it is to play." They spent the entire afternoon in the garden. They had a water balloon fight, a treasure hunt, a jumping contest to see who could go furthest. Derek felt alive, truly alive, for the first time in years. He wasn't worried about emails, calls, meetings. He was completely focused on that moment, on those two children, on that new feeling of family. At night, after dinner, The children asked to sleep in the fort. Sayanai? Liam asked. If it's not too cold. It's not, Maya said, and if it is, we'll keep each other warm. Derek arranged blankets and pillows in the fort. He read them a story by flashlight. Dad, Liam whispered when Derek was leaving. Today was the best day of my life. Mine too, Maya added. Derek smiled. Mine too. He went back into the house and sat on the porch, looking at the lit-up fort in the garden. He heard the children's low voices, muffled giggles. For the first time in 5 years, Derek felt complete, not because he had money, success, or power, but because he had love, he had family, he had purpose. Maya and Liam had transformed him from an empty man into a real father, and he would never be the same again. After a week of sleeping in the fort, the children finally returned to their rooms. Derek was putting Liam to bed when he noticed the boy was quieter than usual. Liam, is everything okay? It is, Dad. But Derek knew his son. Liam always got quiet when something worried him. Are you sure? You seem thoughtful. Liam played with the edge of his blanket. Dad, can I ask you something? Of course, you can. Anything. Liam took a deep breath, as if gathering courage. Why isn't Maya going to school? Derek paused. It was a question he had been asking himself. Maya had been with them for 2 weeks, but they hadn't discussed school yet. Well, she's still settling in. She just arrived. But she'll have to go, right? She will. Why are you asking? Liam was silent for a moment, fiddling with his fingers. Liam, what is it? You can tell me. It's just that... Liam lowered his eyes. Dad, as I don't like school. Derek was surprised. Liam had never complained about school before. What do you mean you don't like it? Did something happen? Nothing specific happened. It's just that... Liam hesitated. No one wants to play with me. Derek felt as if he had been punched. What do you mean no one wants to play with you? The kids at school, they already have their groups, their friends. And I... Liam shrugged. I'm alone at recess. Liam, why didn't you ever tell me this before? Because you were always busy. And I thought it was normal. Derek felt a pang of guilt. How had he not noticed his son was suffering at school? Son, I'm sorry. I should have paid more attention. It's not your fault, Dad. It's hard to make friends when you're different. Different how? I don't know. The other kids, they talk about things I don't know. Places they've been, things they did with their parents. And Liam paused. I never had much to tell. Derek felt his heart clench. How many adventures, how many special moments had Liam missed because he was always working? And now you have things to tell. Liam smiled a little. Yeah, now I do. The pancakes, the fort, playing in the garden. And what else? Maya. Derek settled back on the bed. What about Maya? She's... Liam searched for the right words. She's special, Dad. She plays with me for real. Not because she has to, but because she wants to. And that's different. Very... At school, when someone plays with me, it's because the teacher told them to. Like, let's include Liam. But with Maya... Liam smiled. With Maya, it's natural. Derek listened in silence, learning things about his son he had never realized. You know what's coolest about Maya? Liam continued. What? She listens to me, really listens. When I tell a story, she pays attention. She asks questions. She laughs when it's funny. And that doesn't happen at school? Liam shook his head. At school, I talk and the kids look away. Or they interrupt to talk about something else. Derek was beginning to understand why Liam had connected so quickly with Maya. Both knew what it was like to be ignored. Liam, do you like Maya? Very much. The answer came immediately. She's my friend. My only real friend. And what if she goes to school with you? Liam's eyes lit up. Really? She can go to my school? Maybe. What do you think? I think, Liam thought carefully, I think if Maya goes with me, I'll like school. Why? Because she's my friend. And when you have a real friend, any place is better. Derek smiled. That's true. Dad? Yes. I really like Maya. She makes me feel less lonely. Derek held his son's hand. Did you feel lonely before? Sometimes. At school always. At home, but you used to come home late. So I was just with Mrs. Henderson. She's nice, but it's not like having a real family. And now it's different. You're here. Maya's here. We play together, eat together, laugh together. Liam squeezed Derek's hand. Now it feels like a real family. Derek felt his eyes well up. It is a real family, son. Liam was quiet for a moment. Then, in a very soft voice, he asked, Dad, is she going to stay with us forever? The question took Derek by surprise, not because he hadn't thought about it, but because hearing it from his son made it all the more real. Do you want her to stay? Very much. She's like a sister. The sister I always wanted to have. Derek felt a lump in his throat. And what if I told you I'm thinking about making it official? Official how? Like adopting Maya, making her our family for real, on paper too. Liam sat up in bed, excited. Really? She can become my real sister, if she wants to, and if all the paperwork goes through. She'll want to, I'm sure she'll want to. Derek laughed at his son's excitement. Let's talk to her tomorrow, then. Thank you, Dad. For what? For bringing Maya home. For spending more time with us, for... Liam searched for the words. Sorry for being a real dad now. Derek kissed his son's forehead. Thank you too. Why? For teaching me what truly matters. Derek turned off the light and left the room. In the hallway, he stopped for a moment, leaning against the wall. He took a deep breath, and then something happened that hadn't happened in 5 years. Derek cried. But they weren't tears of pain, sadness, or frustration. They were tears of relief, of gratitude, of awakening. He had spent 5 years living on autopilot. Work, home, sleep, repeat. Without realizing his son was lonely at school, without realizing they were just two people living in the same house, not a family. Maya had changed all of that. She didn't just bring joy to Liam. She brought Derek back to life. She forced him to be present, to pay attention, to be a real father. And now, listening to Liam talk about friendship, about feeling less lonely, about having a real family, Derek realized how much he had almost lost. He had almost lost his son's childhood by being too busy to notice, but it wasn't too late. They still had time. They could still be a family that included a small girl who appeared out of nowhere and saved them all. Derek wiped his tears and went to check on Maya. She was sleeping deeply, clutching her little stone. Thank you, he whispered, for saving my son, for saving me, for showing us what a real family is. Tomorrow he would start the adoption process. Tomorrow he would talk to Maya about school, about staying forever, about officially becoming a Lockwood. But today, Derek simply gave thanks. Thanked for being awake to life again. For having found finally what truly mattered. And for knowing that, from now on, he would never again be just a rich man with a big empty house. He would be a father. A real father. Forever. Derek woke up with a clear purpose in his mind. Today was the day. He couldn't wait any longer. The conversation with Liam the night before had made everything crystal clear. Maya needed to officially become part of the family. After breakfast, when the children were playing in the garden, Derek called his lawyer. Robert, it's Derek Lockwood. I need your urgent help with something. Of course, Derek. What do you need? I want to adopt a child. There was a pause on the other end of the line. Adopt? Derek, well, it's a complex process. It takes months, sometimes years. How long exactly? It depends on several factors. The child's situation, documentation, social evaluations. Why the rush? Derek looked out the window. Maya was teaching Liam how to make flower crowns. Because she's already my daughter, Robert. I just need the paperwork to confirm what my heart already knows. Robert sighed. I understand. Let's schedule a meeting today, if possible. Thank you. Derek hung up and called Mrs. Henderson. Can you stay with the children today? I have some important matters to attend to. Of course, Mr. Lockwood. They'll be fine with me. Derek said goodbye to the children and left. First, he went to Robert's office, then to the courthouse, then to several public agencies. He filled out forms, provided documents, answered endless questions. "Mr. Lockwood," said the social worker who attended him, "do you understand that there needs to be an adjustment period? The child needs to have been living with you for at least 6 months. She's been living with me for a month. A month is very little. For the paperwork, maybe, but for real life," Derek paused, "she saved my son, and she saved me too. 1 month was enough for me to know she's my daughter." The woman looked at Derek with curiosity. "Tell me more about this girl." Derek told her everything. The encounter at the hospital, Maya on the streets, her illness, how she connected with Liam, how she transformed the family. "It's an unusual story," the social worker admitted. "Maya is an unusual child. We'll need to do a home visit. Evaluate the conditions, talk to the child." "When?" "I can schedule it for next week. And then, if everything is in order, we can speed up the process, considering the child has no known family and is clearly well adapted." Derek felt a pang of hope. "How long?" "Maybe 2 months. 3 at most." 2 months seemed like an eternity, but Derek nodded. It was better than years. "There's one more thing," Derek said. "I want to enroll Maya in school, in my son's school. That might be complicated without the official documentation. I'll make it work." Derek spent the rest of the morning arranging the school matter. He used contacts, made calls, pulled favors. By late afternoon, Maya was officially enrolled in Liam's school. When he got home, the children ran to him. "Dad, where were you?" Liam asked. "Taking care of important things." "What kind of things?" Maya wanted to know. Derek knelt down to the height of the 2 children. "Maya, I need to talk to you. Something important." Maya became serious. "Did I do something wrong?" No, nothing wrong. Come, let's sit down." They sat on the living room sofa. Liam sat on one side of Derek, Maya on the other. "Maya," Derek began, "are you happy here?" "Very happy." "Do you want to continue living here?" "I do. Forever." Maya nodded vigorously. "Forever." Derek took a deep breath. So, if you want to, I can be your dad." Maya blinked several times, as if she hadn't understood. "Dad, how?" "A real dad. Official. On paper. Legally. In everything." You want to be my dad?" "Very much, if you want me to be." Maya looked at Liam, who was smiling broadly. Then she looked back at Derek. "And Liam will be my brother." "He will." "And Mrs. Henderson will be like my grandma." Derek laughed. "I think she'd love that." Maya was silent for a long moment. Derek started to get nervous. "Maya, what do you think?" Then, Maya's face lit up with the widest smile Derek had ever seen. "I do very much." Derek hugged Maya tightly. Liam joined the hug. "We're going to be a real family," Liam exclaimed. "We already are," Derek said. "Now we're just going to make it official." "What does that mean?" Maya asked. "It means you'll have a new last name. Maya Lockwood." "Maya Lockwood," she repeated slowly. "I like it." "It means you'll go to school with Liam." "Really?" Maya's eyes widened. "It's all arranged. You both start together on Monday." "Yay!" Liam shouted. "We'll be in the same class." Derek spent the next few weeks dealing with paperwork, social worker visits, psychological evaluations. Maya answered all the questions honestly and simply. "Do you like Mr. Lockwood?" the psychologist asked. "I like him very much. He takes care of me." "How does he take care of you?" "He makes delicious food with me, plays with me, listens when I talk, and he makes me feel safe." "And Liam? What's your relationship with him like?" "Liam is my best friend, my brother. We play together, sleep in the fort together, tell each other secrets." "Do you want to continue living with them?" "Forever." 3 months later, Derek received the call he had been waiting for. "Mr. Lockwood, this is the family court. The adoption has been approved." Derek almost dropped the phone. "Approved?" "Approved. Congratulations. Maya is officially your daughter." Derek hung up and shouted, Maya, Liam, come here. The children ran into the living room. What is it, Dad? Liam asked. Maya, officially welcome to the Lockwood family. Maya took a second to understand. When she did, she started to cry. It's official. Am I really your daughter? Really? Maya threw herself into Derek's arms. Liam joined the hug. Now we have to celebrate, Liam said. How do you want to celebrate? Derek asked. Can we go to a fancy restaurant? Maya asked shyly. Derek was ready to take them to the most expensive restaurant in the city, but then he had a better idea. How about a diner? One with a jukebox and milkshakes. What's a jukebox? Maya asked. You'll find out. Derek took the children to an old diner downtown. It was the kind of place he used to frequent as a child with his own parents. When they entered, Maya stopped at the door and took a deep breath. I've never eaten in a place like this. It smells good here. The smell was of hamburgers, French fries, and ice cream. 50s music played on the colorful jukebox in the corner. Choose where you want to sit, Derek said. Maya chose a table near the window. I can see the street from here. They sat down and picked up the menu. Maya examined each item as if it were treasure. So many choices, she murmured. You can order anything you want, Derek said. Anything. Anything. Maya ordered a hamburger with French fries. Liam ordered the same thing. Derek ordered the same thing too. He didn't want to be different. And to drink? The waitress asked. 3 chocolate milkshakes, Derek said. When the food arrived, Maya observed everything with fascination. The giant hamburger, the golden fries, the creamy milkshake. It's too beautiful to eat, she said. But it is for eating, Liam laughed. Look. He took a huge bite of his hamburger. Maya imitated him carefully. Is it good? Derek asked. Maya nodded with her mouth full, smiling. Dad, Liam said, can we make a toast? With milkshake. Why not? Derek raised his milkshake. Then let's toast. Maya and Liam raised theirs too. What are we toasting to? Derek asked. To family, Liam said. To the Lockwood family, Derek corrected. To our family, Maya added softly. They clinked their milkshake glasses. To family made by choice, Derek said. What does that mean? Maya asked. It means family isn't just who you're born with. It's who chooses to stay together. It's who loves each other, cares for each other, protects each other. Like us? Maya asked. Exactly like us, Maya smiled. I like our family. Me too, Liam said. Me too, Derek echoed. They ate slowly, savoring not only the food but the moment. Derek looked around the diner, families eating together, children laughing, parents telling stories. Now he was part of it. He was no longer the lonely, work-obsessed man. He was a father of 2 children. He had a real family. Maya, Derek said, can I ask you something? Of course. Do you regret anything? Leaving the streets, coming to live with us? Maya thought for a moment. No, never. Why? Because now I have you, and you have me, and... She paused, searching for the right words. And now I know what family love is. Derek felt his eyes well up. You always knew how to love, Maya. You taught us. How? You appeared when we needed it most. You showed me how to be a real dad. You showed Liam how to have a sister. You brought love into our home. You brought love into my life too. So we're a perfect family, Liam concluded. We are, Derek agreed. When they left the diner, it was already getting dark. Derek drove slowly home, listening to Maya and Liam chat in the back seat about school on Monday. At home, he put the 2 children to bed. First Liam, then Maya. Dad, Maya said as Derek was turning off the light. Yes? Thank you. For what? For giving me a family, for making me feel important. Derek sat on the edge of the bed. Maya, you were always important, from the first day I saw you. How did you know? I didn't know. I felt it. In my heart. Maya smiled sleepily. I felt it too, that you would be my dad someday. Really? Really. Ever since that night at the hospital. Derek kissed Maya's forehead. Good night, daughter. Good night, Dad. Derek left the room and stood in the hallway for a moment. Daughter, Dad. Words that now had a completely new meaning. Maya wasn't just a child he had helped. She was his daughter, by choice, by love, by destiny, and tomorrow would begin a new phase. Maya and Liam would go to school together. They would be siblings officially, not just at home, but in the world. Derek smiled. Family made by choice, not by blood, but real. More real than anything he had ever experienced. Derek woke up earlier than usual, not because of work this time, but because of anxiety. Today was Maya's first day of school, the first day she and Liam would go together. He went down to the kitchen and started preparing the special breakfast he had promised, heart-shaped pancakes, Maya's own idea. "Good morning, Dad." Liam appeared in the kitchen, already dressed in his school uniform. "Are you nervous?" "A little. And you?" "No. I'm happy." Liam smiled. "Finally, I'll have company at school." Maya came down a few minutes later, wearing the new uniform Derek had bought. She looked at herself in the refrigerator's reflection. "Do I look like a real student?" "You look like the prettiest student in school," Derek said. Maya blushed. She wasn't used to compliments yet. During breakfast, Maya was quieter than usual. Derek noticed she was nervous. "Maya, is everything all right?" "What if the kids don't like me?" "They will," Liam said with conviction. "You're cool. Anyone can see that." "What if they ask about where I used to live?" Derek knelt beside Maya's chair. "You don't have to tell anything you don't want to. Your story is yours. You decide what to share." "What if I say I'm adopted?" "There's nothing wrong with that. Family is family, no matter how it started." Liam extended his hand to Maya. "And remember, you won't be alone. I'll be there." Maya squeezed his hand. "Thank you." After breakfast, Derek helped the children pack their backpacks. Maya had insisted on carrying her special stone in her pocket. "For good luck," she explained. "Good idea," Derek said. In the car on the way to school, Maya watched out the window. Derek saw in the rearview mirror that she was taking deep breaths, calming down. "Maya," he said, "do you remember what we talked about yesterday? That I'm smart, special, and any school would be lucky to have me." "Exactly. And if you need anything, talk to the teacher or Liam." When they arrived at school, Derek stopped at the door. Several other families were arriving too. Children running, parents talking, the typical buzz of the start of classes. "Ready?" Derek asked. "Ready," Liam answered for both of them. They got out of the car. Derek held Maya's hand on one side, Liam's on the other. They walked together to the school entrance. "Mr. Lockwood," the principal came to greet them. "And this must be Maya. Welcome." "Thank you," Maya said softly. "Liam told me a lot about you. Said you two are inseparable." Maya looked at Liam, who smiled at her. "She's my sister," Liam said proudly. The word sister still made Derek's heart race. Sister, family, words that now had a completely new meaning. They walked through the school hallways. Maya observed everything with curiosity. The colorful walls, the children's drawings, the classrooms full of small desks. "It's different from what I imagined," she murmured. "Different how?" Derek asked. "More cheerful, more colorful." In the classroom, the teacher welcomed Maya with a warm smile. "Maya, so good to meet you. I'm Mrs. Martinez. I've prepared a special place for you." The desk was next to Liam's. Maya smiled for the first time since they arrived. "Can I sit next to Liam?" "Of course. You two will make a great pair." Derek said goodbye to the children at the classroom door. He kissed each of their foreheads. "Have fun, we'll see you at pickup." "Dad," Maya called before he left. "Yes? Thank you for everything." Derek smiled. "Thank you too." He left the school and went to his car, but he couldn't leave immediately. He stayed there, watching through the classroom window. He saw Maya being introduced to the other children. He saw Liam always by her side, helping, supporting. He saw Maya's smile grow as the children welcomed her. Derek thought about everything that had happened in the last few months, how his life had completely changed since that night at the hospital. He thought he was saving Maya, taking a child off the streets, giving her a better chance at life. But the truth was the opposite. Maya had saved him. She appeared at Derek's darkest moment, when he was losing his son to his own absence. When he was living an empty life, without real purpose, Maya taught him to be a real father, to be present, to value simple moments like making pancakes or building a fort in the garden. She saved Liam too. She gave the boy what he needed most, a friend, a sister, someone who truly saw him. Derek drove to the office, but his mind was at school. For the first time in years, work wasn't his priority. His family was. During the morning, Derek cancelled 2 meetings. He couldn't concentrate on anything but how Maya was adapting. At pickup time, Derek arrived at school early. He waited in the car, anxious to hear how the first day went. When the bell rang, he saw the children coming out in groups. And then he saw Maya and Liam. They walked side by side, holding hands, chatting animatedly. Maya was smiling, swinging her backpack. Liam gesticulated excitedly, clearly telling a story. Derek got out of the car to greet them. "Dad," Maya ran to him. It was amazing. It was. The kids are nice. The teacher is kind. And I like studying. And you, Liam? It was the best school day of my life, Liam said, squeezing Maya's hand. Now I like school, because I have my sister with me. Derek hugged the 2 children. There, at the school gate, with other families around, he felt complete. "Dad," Maya said, "can I tell you something?" "Of course." "Today, when the kids asked about my family, I told them I had the best dad and the best brother in the world." Derek felt his eyes well up. "And what did they say?" "That I'm lucky." "No, Maya, I'm the lucky one. We're all lucky." "And guess what else?" Liam added. "Maya helped a girl who was crying at recess. Everyone was impressed." "Is that true?" Derek asked. Maya shrugged. "She forgot her lunch. I shared mine." Derek smiled. That was Maya being Maya, always taking care of others. "And Maya made 3 friends," Liam continued excitedly. 3? Derek was surprised. "Yeah. They even invited me to play with them," Maya said shyly. "That's never happened before." "Of course it has. You're special, Maya." On the way home, Derek looked in the rearview mirror. Maya and Liam were talking about homework, about their new friends, about plans for recess the next day. "Dad," Liam said suddenly. "Thank you." "For what?" "For bringing Maya into our family. She made everything better." "It's true," Maya agreed. "You made everything better for me, too." Derek smiled. That was it. That was family. Not the perfect family from TV commercials, but a real family, made of choice, of love, of simple moments that became extraordinary. Maya had come into their lives like an angel in disguise, a small, lost girl who, in truth, knew exactly the way back home, the way back to family, the way back to love. Derek thought about the night at the hospital, when it all began. A dirty, ragged child offering an old tissue to a desperate man, who could have imagined that encounter would change everything. Derek smiled, driving home with his 2 children in the back seat. Finally, after so long lost, they were a real family, and they always would be. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next ones. Leave a like, because it helps this story get recommended to more people. See you in the next story.